because, you know, bureaucracy government. Now,
Biniagbo Road, and nothing was.
He was just using English to describe concepts and ideas, which usually amounts to nothing. I will tell you what we are celebrating. What we are celebrating today, or possibly tomorrow in Edo State, is 365 wasted days. 365 days of Monday Okpebholo actively engaged in the destruction of the foundation he left. He came. But Okpebholo has not focused on providing governance for Edo State. He has been focused on destroying all what Obaseki had done. And I'll quickly run through it so that you will see we are all together. The first thing he did was to bring down the e-governance. Before Monday Okpebholo became governor for Edo State has elevated to be the first subnational in Nigeria to have enthroned electronic governance. A system whereby paper and files were being jettisoned. Governance was now being done on a digital electronic platform to ensure accountability and full-scale transparency. Whereby every civil servant in Edo State was given a laptop and a tab, whereby they could respond to mails and attend to government files and minutes on it for speedy and effective governance. That was a system that Liberia sent people to come and study in Nigeria to see what exactly is Edo State doing, how they are able to meet governance that is being practiced in Europe and America. Monday Okpebholo came on board and gathered that e-governance and threw it in the waste bin. As if that was not enough, when Okpebholo moved in, there was a Edo health insurance scheme. Before, when Obaseki was governor, Obaseki had put in place an elaborate health insurance scheme that was targeted at giving health, accessible and quality health to the poorest of the poor in Edo State. Pensioners were all enrolled. We could see people go to the hospital, and after they be treated, the bills amounted to about 75,000. Because they are under the health insurance scheme, you were made to pay a meager sum of 7,500, which is just barely 10%. That was to say that Edo State was interested in ensuring, because we know that health is wealth, that the people in the state are able to access cheap and affordable healthcare should in case they fall in. Monday Okpebholo came on board, he gathered those things and shoved them down the toilet. Nobody today, that thing is a sham, it's totally non-existent. As if that was not enough, Monday Okpebholo went straight for the digital tax remuneration that Obaseki had instituted to ensure that in our internally generated revenues, money is able to find access to the government coffers. It was a crime in Edo State for any tax officer to collect tax by hand. To say, hey, what's your tax? You can't pay by cash, you can't pay by hand. All of those were properly digitalized. Even down to the bus junction, they were collecting tax using the government through POS and digital platforms. So that government money will find its way to government coffers and be used for ensuring governance for a vast majority of the Edo people. What did Monday Okpebholo do? When he came aboard, he saw that with this kind of digital system, he can't steal, he can't loot. He quickly broke down the system and brought in the Atalakpa recovery corporate that was owned and controlled by Tony Kabaka. You see, revenue before Obaseki left was about 7 billion per month. It didn't take up to 3 months for revenue to plummet down to 3.4 billion. And when they got to the all-time low of about 2.something billion, Monday Okpebholo had to angrily sack them out of office because he discovered that money that was supposed to be meant for the state was not being used by Agberos and Tog to build hotel, to buy car, Range Rover, and to improve the loss of their lives. When you go to Ring Rider period, you see different Agbero wearing different uniform. It was as though they were doing it as sports. People were collecting revenue were more than the people that revenue was being collected from. All shades of uniform. You see red, you see blue, you see green, different kind of cap, Ritia, and all of them were out there. All they were doing, collecting revenue from one government. When Okpebholo suffered that dangerous loss, he knew they could not continue. He chased them away. What did the institute? Shady and Line go back to say, Obaseki, let's bring the digital method of remuneration. They are caught in the web. Is it that digital? Is it that manual? And they are running it in a confused manner. As it was not enough, Okpebholo moved again. He entered the Edo GIS. We had in Edo State a very well-structured information survey whereby you could get your CFO very easily with less than 220,000 people were getting CFOs in Edo State. The issue of land administration and ownership was being resolved. You could get the people of somebody and go to GIS and check who owns the land. But today, Monday Okpebholo has not signed up to 30 CFOs if he became governor. The ones he signed, the signature are neither here nor there. People are complaining, hey, which one is Okpebholo? Is Okpebholo that signed this one or is Okpebholo's PA that signed this one? There is no correlation between what Okpebholo can do. When we complain, what did he do? He ran and said that there's one boy that bought 17,000 hectares of land. He's a small boy. We don't know where he got the money from. Please, nobody should do CFO again, no, until we investigate that one small Yahoo boy went to bust that land. Look at the level of cluelessness and ineptitude. And just a government hurting geoinformation services because what? One boy went to buy land that he cannot account for. That's the level. As if that's not enough, Okpebholo went into the Solomon and Riase Command and Control Center. A elaborate security infrastructure that was instituted by Obaseki for what we call collaborative security and prompt response. Where the emergency lines in this state, 112 and 739, where you could call, there was police there was army, there was navy, there was a civil defense. If you had any issue in the state, you could call and you get immediate response. There was no firefighting services there. There were cameras positioned at different places in the state where they were monitoring the security of the camera Kobai, camera at Ring Road. We were monitoring. There was a central command and control system. Okpebholo guy, because he just heard there's Gordon Obasi that did it. That's the only crime. Once he just heard that it's Gordon Obasi that did it, see this one cannot survive. He crashed the whole thing. Security plummeted drastically. People were struggling. Like we're going to security. Obasi attacked that one.
Okay.
As if that was not enough. There are many destruction he did. He moved again, bro. He now entered education.
I'm happy you have given us a
Obaseki went for the Edo Best with a jokula because he knew that was one of the prime projects that Gordon Obasi instituted. The Edo Basic Education Center that was so good that Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State, you should know states that can be compared to Edo State, came to Edo State to study what Obaseki has done, the level of standardization, the evaluation and monitoring mechanism that was built into the system to ensure standardized teaching, punctuality and productivity in learning. Obaseki took education beyond mortar and brick and red roof. They understand that after you have a class and you have a roof, what is most critical is the inculcation of knowledge.
All right.
Thereby people, what did Okpebholo do? He packed all those things. Today, they are not digital, it's not manual. Today they are sending lesson notes. Let me quickly round up on this one. They are sending lesson notes on WhatsApp. Teachers that don't have WhatsApp, we carry better paper and go to the headmaster office and go and copy what to teach the children that day after they send it to WhatsApp. They come to class and teach. These things I'm not saying they are verified. Go to primary school teachers.
Okay, calm down. Calm down.
What did they bring?
Calm down now. You're talking all the time. No, there are a lot to talk about.
They not brought,
you have set a stage for us to pedestal. Only you cannot take all the time. They have to use time for us.
Next to nothing.
Only you can't take all the time. There are so much to dwell on.
He ran to Abuja, went to go and carry mobilizer for.
Thank you.
When I get my time, don't stop me.
Tinubu 2027 to
get
2 million votes.
Thank you.
Today he has left education. He's jumping from market to market.
Thank you, Shedrack.
Is it the suburban man that does not have education?
That's
enough.
enough.
The government talks will be irritated. You know, and the people who are put together to administer education.
Shedrack, I need to call you many times before you come down.
No, the thing is annoying.
No, easy, please. You know what? Calm down.
He's in a fashion
I don't have a glass cup here, but I could make it possible for you to calm down with water.
We are good.
Yeah. Now, I don't want you to lose your voice. So, in the process of, venting, you have the floor. You still have the floor. But if you say, I have to cut in here when you made mention of pettiness, because
of Edo State today.
And let me
who
give
are
you
those in government houses? The government house today in Edo State. Who are those occupying the government house? Who are they? So when you talk that the governor will be able to ensure that there is security in Edo State, where? From which angle? Are you not hearing of kidnapping here and there? There are even the press. There's a conspiracy of the press. Where in the press deliberately and consciously refuse to report some of the happenings in Edo State. Is that not correct? So when you see that the governor is should, as a matter of fact, understand the tenets of governance, understand the purpose for which he has come. Do you know, I have not seen anywhere where the governor has addressed the people of Edo State purposefully. I have not seen where the governor will be able to tell the people of Edo State, this is my mission, this is my vision, and this is how I want to achieve it. He has not been able to tell us that. It is when the governor go to a function, maybe party function, you hear the governor will be telling you, I want to give the people of the president 2.5 million votes. Is that what he's there for as a governor of the state? The answer is a no. So what we think that the governor should do, the governor should be able to sit down for this 1 year now. He should sit down and begin to have a draft of what he thinks he want to do and want to achieve in Edo State. Because just now, if you ask the governor to present a dossier of all that he has been able to achieve in Edo State, I bet you the governor will not be able to present a dossier.
Okay, I will tell you something.
That is the reason why, though he came up and gave us a catalog of what he thinks that the governor has done. That is just utopian. What he needs to do is that the governor should sit right and begin to draft. Tell the people of Edo State, address the people of Edo State that this is what I think I want to achieve in this first term, and this is what I am going to achieve. So that close of the day, we're able to hold to him if he did not fulfill all of those things. But
are you saying you have not been able to cite any remarkable project?
I have not been able to
Let's
cite
look at the direction of infrastructural development.
What infrastructure?
Have you been able to cite any project.
I have not cited anything. Maybe you will help me to cite them. Because if you look at, is it the flyover at Ramat Park that you want to talk about?
Oh,
is that the project that the governor has he finished? You won't finish it.
Oh.
What if the governor tomorrow tell us that he has deviated his attention? Oh, the 3 musketeers that are dictating for him what to do in Edo State, and say they asked him now to go to Igobazua to go and do one thing again. Well, will you be surprised? I will not be surprised.
Who are the 3 musketeers?
You know them. Your party people are the musketeers. You know them. Your party leadership are the musketeers. For a state party chairman will come and tell you that yes, we know that we are foolish people. Whatever the governor tells us, we will do. Even if the governor sends you on an aberration, you will go. Okay. So you see this situation that Edo people have really come to face for this next 4 years. But I bet you he may not escape the next one.
Well, I think
even within government house. Even within government house, no one could browse for free. And now, nobody to even hand over to the governor. He ran away with his piece of paper. The laptop that he brought from Lagos. Godwin Obaseki ran away with the same laptop.
So by this, are you saying that why the governor trashed it is because he never understood what e-governance is?
When something is built, is built or something, you don't need to come and be taught. Because there are people who will continually manage it. Nothing was there. It was just a way of siphoning the state's funds. And let me tell you.
No.
Oh God, you're breaking me.
Can you tell me? Give me some pointers to show that the governor understands e-governance.
Now, e-governance is not by carrying laptop. Now, are you telling me today, with the 21st century that we are in, that the running of administration is run on piece of paper because Shedrack said so? Certainly no. And you can't believe that. There is no way there is no e-system. There are e-system. But the kind of e-system Obaseki initiated was the e-system of Afri Invest.
So what you're saying is that the government is also engaging e-governance.
Of course, there must be e-governance in today running of governance anywhere. Even in private business, there are e-system. Why should e-system be jettisoned? E-system can be jettisoned. Now, let me also tell you, what has the governor done is the core point. I don't want to completely deviate from it. Now, the governor does not have direction like barristers.
The Mumu say there must be e-system. They ask him if Satanic Okpebholo is using e-system to govern Edo State right now. The Mumu that came to represent him said there must be. You guys got that, right? There must be e-system. He's not even sure. He's not certain. So why is he here to represent Okpebholo? They are asking you that, okay, Shedrack is saying that Satanic Okpebholo have destroyed the e-system that Obaseki built. Now you came in that, okay, it did not. They just ask you, is the same Satanic Okpebholo using e-system? This one said there must be e-system. When Agberu, they rule you, this is what you get.
But yet he knew that some people needed employment, and he came and employed 5,000 into civil service system as teachers. He came and employed over 22,000 into the health workforce. He came and over 60 healthcare centers, primary healthcare centers, are being built, renovated across. He came and suburb was reawakened, and you could see schools that were being built and touched by this government. He came because he has no direction. He knew that Edo needed a modern city style and decided to design a flyover first to decongest the possible holdup and decongestion within a certain environment, which is the Bobai houses. Then went further and said Sapler Road needed some level of leverages. If you go there and go and see the way construction companies are working as if it is Julius Berger working in Edo, because they have been mobilized to work. And just to say but a few. Now, cultism. You and I know that even when your son is already in SS1, we had this fear of, some of us had to push and so let my child live, especially a male child that is growing, because we were scared of the way they were being coerced into cultism. This man came not just by power nor by mind, but because the grace was divine from heaven. He was able to succumb that tension and pressure that was on for little children to become what they don't intend to become. And you agree with me today, cultism cannot be celebrated in Edo the way it.
Collins Osaga, we're all about a 1 year in office of projects to be done by the governor.
And it is. You can't assume he said he could not list anything, could not point at anything. There's only flyover, and supply road. There's nothing to show that shows purposeful direction or meaningful contribution to good governance. But Okpebholo has wasted those states. Aside the wasting, I had listed clearly all the things he saw that he has destroyed. We're not talking about what he has done, no. The one he saw that he has destroyed. But let's go to what you question you're asking. You're asking me about Obaseki not wanting to engage in federal roads. See, if you understand the principle of democracy, what we run today in Nigeria, there's what we call the doctrine of separation of power. There's a doctrine of separation of power. In that doctrine of separation of power, everybody has what is given to them to do. There's roles and responsibilities. There's duties. You can't assume into office and not know what you ought to do and be doing what another man ought to do. And you say it's good governance. Let me explain to you.
Point of observation. Separation of power. You're talking about the organs of government.
Okay, when you talk about
you don't talk about separations of power when it comes to executing projects for the people. After all, the people need this project.
Federal responsibility.
And so you tell me that as a governor, you have to demarcate what is your responsibility as a governor for your people.
Have you heard of what called the exclusive list?
Isn't that a fact?
Have you heard of what called the exclusive list and the concurrent list? Are you in Nigeria? Are you aware that these are constitutional matters?
Put it to you.
That we run a constitutional democracy.
We remember those times, in the times of Comrade Adams Aliyu, where he embarked on federal
because he got a green light from the president.
In the long run, Obaseki's government was reimbursed. So what stopped Obaseki's government?
Because Tinubu told him clearly that anybody who uses money to do federal, there's no reimbursement.
Tinubu was about
Buhari said it clearly. Buhari said the roads, your road is your you.
Yes.
It was clear. Then it will amount to senselessness for a state government that has challenges with road, fixing his own road, to abandon it in comatose.
Okay, but can't state run palliative?
Of course, they did palliatives. Of course, Obaseki did palliatives. But the palliatives certainly won't last because those roads are always on high trailers. They are trolling roads, passing there from going from the north to the southeast, from the north to the southeast, you must come through Edo. All of the south states, they all go through Edo to access the north, the east, and the west. What are we talking about? Obaseki did what he could, but his pressure was high. Okpebholo has done 365 days. Are the road good? Go to his village, go to Ekpoma. Can you access there one? Is the supply road good? After 365 days, when he came and said there's now a elaborate corruption, and make this mistake, Okpebholo comes out to make bogus and outlandish statement that cannot be substantiated. What's the proof? What contractor did Okpebholo give the work that's working on supply road? Okpebholo has not given any bloody contract to do anything on supply road. What he does is to go and call David Umahi and beg him to run down. Every time supply road, David Umahi has brought to please help me. It is federal government that is doing it. But because Okpebholo has abandoned his duty as a governor, he's now acting as the SSC to the president on Edo mobilization. That's why he's always running to look at all the projects. When all the projects when he does not care about. See, if this man can name 5 roads that Monday Okpebholo has started in Edo South, in this 5, I'm not saying not completed though. 5. He will give us the name and location.
That's a small number.
I will, of course.
5.
Right,
5.
right here and here.
If he can say 5, I will decamp to APC.
Right here. No, we don't want you in APC.
Okpebholo has done nothing. Okpebholo has done next to nothing. He went to the Taboga Road. He said, everybody knows the Obaseki Tada Road. He ran to Ekenwa Road. He's now petting Ekenwa Road. And he wants to take glory for what God Obaseki did. We see this man, there's no, do you know, they are starting a flood. But Okpebholo, he came into governance and decided to work very hard. But his labor is a labor of destruction. He had come to destroy all what Gordon Obaseki has done. The man knows next to nothing when it comes to governance. He's a master at bringing other clueless people into government. All the commissioners, he now runs the most bloated governance that those I've ever seen, with 28 commissioners. The special advisors are more than 40. They share it like curry and cassava. SSS are in thousands because the man wants to ensure that everybody is out there in the streets mobilizing vote for Tinubu. 3.5 million votes. Imagine a governor at that level where people see you to be enlightened and exposed. You open your mouth to say you want to give Tinubu 3.5 million votes. He says that
2.5.
He said 3.5 in the last video. He has reasoned it to 3.5. And he says this recklessly and sheepishly. Then you have a state chairman, Jared Tenebe, who comes to consolidate on all the recklessness. A man who said he will cut his neck to ensure that he gives 2.5 million votes. Look at the people in government. He will cut his neck. He will cut his hand. If that is not enough, he will cut his neck to deliver votes for Tinubu.
That was figurative.
He said he will cut his hand because he said figurative expression in that one. He said I will cut my hand. If the hand is not enough, I'll cut my neck. He came over to now say, this party, we listen to the president. Nobody in this party, including Adasale Oshomole, say he's a man of no break, no sense, and no jar. Even all of them, the party, including Adasale Oshomole, all the leaders and chiefs, there's no brain, there's no jar, there's no sense. I feel someone wondered that. How can you have a car that moves without jar? The man, even the parable is wrong. The man does not think when he's crafting those parables. It's baseless and sheep. And when the Okpebholo comes on board and asks, have anybody watched football? Have anybody watched football here? The one man raises his hand, he gives him 5 million. See, all this cluelessness and crassness, we see it in government, we just laugh. Monday Okpebholo has done next to nothing. The flower they're talking about, he borrowed 100 billion Chinese loan from the bank before the Supreme Court judgment came out. That's what it's used for. That thing is just a... Monday Okpebholo came on board because he needed to make money for himself and his godfathers. And he has calculated the best way to make money is only 2 tactics. He's buying buses, buying cars, buying... This has 8 bulldozers. Edo State is not open community. This is not Edo State forest state too. We are not 8 bulldozer. What he has, he said he wants to use it to. Bulldozer cannot, listen to me, they cannot park there too, because bulldozer has chains, they don't have tires. It's not a payloader, it is not a tractor. 8 Chinese, because those bulldozers are bought with about 1 billion, 700 million. They will buy just to appropriate resources, to siphon resources. What are we doing with 8 bulldozers? Bulldozers that we cannot maintain, we cannot. To do what? To be scattering bush. Okpebholo has bought 20 tractors, family tractors, and has shared those tractors to some criminals in APC who has never been to farm all their life. He bought over 300 Okada. Say he wants to fight insecurity. Later bought another 120 Okada. Are we stupid? Can we fight insecurity with Okada? And the Okada he has bought, have you seen any Okada today? Since he bought them about 3 months ago now, fight on the road, be prepared for insecurity.
Okay.
Monday Okpebholo bought vehicles, over 50 of them, gifted them to security operatives. He came and disbanded the well-instituted and well-organized Edo security network. When Obasanjo was governor, the vigilantes were collaborating with the police to tackle security. Today, they are with the police standing in the junction begging for arms like children of those Amajiri children. Monday Okpebholo has not done anything meaningful in government. I will tell you, since when Obasanjo did one in office, his name was already popping up in awards. People were coming to copy what
was his achievement?
Today, it's only Governor Munike that is coming to Edo State to copy what Monday Okpebholo is doing. When Governor Munike is collecting Monday Okpebholo's ideas and using it to excel and prosper on social media, Monday Okpebholo's name has never been listed in any form of award or celebration, whether nationally or internationally, because the man has no response at all to governance. All his politics are heading straight into the rocks. And I bet you, all of these things he does, all this fight against Governor Obasanjo's projects and legacies, all is a clear sign that the man had put all of our interests below political pettiness. He has said to himself, all he needs to do to remain for another 8 years is to deliver Tinubu for presidency. And anything.
Edo State is for everybody. It's for all.